Wedding family, Gene, the wedding coach, coming to you live. And today we're going to be talking about the 5 top trends I've been seeing at my weddings. Okay. So I know we're still early in the season, but I've done several weddings already. My first wedding was in January. My last wedding of last year was in December. Came right back January, did a wedding in March, did several weddings this month already, and I'm seeing some trends. And I just wanted to come on here and share these trends with you, okay? Once again, Gene, the wedding coach, helping all my engaged couples plan a fun, entertaining, most importantly, stress-free wedding. I got a podcast, the Wedding Workshop Podcast. I want you guys to click in the link on the profile so you can check out some of the content. I got some of the best wedding vendors on the show. All right, let's dive into it. 5 trends that I am seeing at weddings. True story. First one is the no wedding cake. Okay, so I'm noticing a lot of couples are opting not to do a wedding cake, or they'll do a 1-layered cake. They'll cut that cake, but they'll have a dessert buffet. Okay, so I'm seeing cupcakes, donuts, pies, but to top it all, I'm seeing ice cream. My last 3 weddings, my couples had ice cream. I had one couple, I was at Renbeck a few weeks ago. A couple had a ice cream truck show up. True story. It was a hit. Matter of fact, I was talking to one of my couples last night. They're going to have a gelato truck at their wedding. Listen to what I'm saying. They're going to have a gelato truck at the wedding. It's going to be a hit. Okay, so trend number 1, I'm noticing a lot of couples, they're opting out of doing the wedding cake, okay? Or they're just doing the single layer cake. Second thing I'm noticing, okay, and I got a prop here. I don't always get an opportunity to show you guys some props, but I'm noticing a lot of my couples are having this QR code or some type of QR code at the wedding, okay? Now, what is this going to do for you? First of all, I love this because I'm big on getting your guests engaged and involved in your wedding, making them feel like they're part of the wedding. That's what makes a wedding fun, right? You don't want your guests to feel like they're on the sideline spectating. You want them to feel they're part of the wedding. And I think the QR code is great. My last 3 weddings, I've seen the QR code, right? So couples will get this QR code. There's several different companies out there that you can, generate a QR code from. Either way, you get the QR code. You put the QR code either at each table. My couple this week at River Creek, they had the QR codes scattered throughout the venue. And basically, your guests, they click the QR code, right? And they get to upload the photos and the videos from the wedding, right? And what's beautiful about this, you got one central location where you can gather all the pictures and all the videos from the wedding, because there's so many different people at the wedding with so many different angles, right? So I love this idea. Highly recommend this to my couples. Get a QR code, share it with your guests, and get all those pictures and videos in one location. Okay, so that's trend number 2. Trend number 3 that I'm seeing, this is huge, okay? I'm seeing the audio guest book, okay? I seen it at my past 2 weddings, and you're probably thinking, Gene, what is an audio guest book? Okay, so basically there are these companies, and they have a physical phone at the wedding. There's this device that's hooked up to the phone, and it's recording for the entire time, like 12 hours. And your guests just pick up the phone, and they leave you a message. Hey, Susie, this is your bestie. Congratulations on the wedding. I'm a little saucy right now, but I love you, girl. Remember that time in Barbados? Right? And so your guests get to leave you these audio messages. You send the device back to the company, and the company sends you one audio file with everybody that left you a message. Huge trend I'm seeing at weddings. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit more research and see if this is something that we can provide to our couples. All right, so that's trend number 3, the audio guest book. All right. Also, Fourth trend that I'm seeing is a lot of couples are opting either not to do a wedding party introduction, or when I'm doing the wedding party introduction, they don't want me to name everybody individually. Hear me now, okay? Let's be clear. A trend that I'm seeing at weddings is some couples are saying, forget the wedding party intro, Gene. Just cut it out. Or they're saying, just introduce the wedding party. Don't introduce everybody individually, right? So when you're doing a wedding party introduction, traditionally, we would introduce the bridesmaid or the groomsman. Sometimes they come in pairs. Please put your hands together for Lucy, escorted by groomsman John. Or sometimes they'll come in as a group, right? So I'll introduce all of the bridesmaids and then all of the groomsmen, right? Or the trend that I'm seeing is they just want me to say, put your hands together for the wedding party, and everybody walks in, right? Which is, listen, I've been doing weddings for the past 10 years. This is not something that my industry is used to, right? This is something new. It's a new trend coming into the industry. And listen, I'm not mad, right? Do what works for you. If you want me to say, please put your hands together for the wedding party and everybody walks in, as your entertainer, that's what I'm going to do. Makes my job easier. There's no right or wrong way, by the way, to introduce a wedding party, right? There's no right or wrong way. It's just your way. How do you want to do it? All right, so that's trend number 4. Either no wedding party, or I'm introducing a wedding party without saying names. All right, this is probably one of the biggest trends I've seen in the industry so far. And we're still early, okay? We're only 4 months in. But one of the biggest trends I'm seeing is more smaller, intimate weddings, okay? So I did a wedding 3 weeks ago, 50 people. The week before that, 60 people. The wedding I did this past weekend, 60 people. So I'm just noticing a lot of couples are being more conscious about the wedding guest list, right? They're like, listen, I ain't getting no birthday cards from you. You ain't getting an invite to the wedding. I don't get no calls on my birthday. Oh, no, you ain't getting no invite to the wedding. So one of the biggest trends I'm seeing is smaller guest, right? Like the guest list isn't like 100, 150, 200. Very rare that I get a wedding that's over 150 people, right? So let's just recap real quick. 5 trends that I'm seeing in the industry so far. Number 1, no cake or a single layered cake. And couples are opting more for a dessert buffet. Ice cream, pies, donuts, cupcakes. The QR code, okay? Upload all the pictures in one location. The audio guest book, it's popping. They love it. The either no wedding party intro, or I'm just announcing the wedding party without saying everybody's name individually. And the biggest wedding trend I'm seeing this year is the smaller, intimate weddings. Okay, now let me just say this. Just because your wedding is small and intimate, because you have less than 100 people, okay, doesn't mean your guests aren't going to have a good time. If you have a good time, guess what? Your guests are going to have a good time. If you're on the dance floor shaking your ass, guess what? Your guests are going to be on the dance floor shaking their ass, okay? If you're at the bar, okay, having cigars, your guests are going to be at the bar having cigars. If you're at the fire pit lighting up s'mores, that's where your guests are going to be, baby, okay? So it doesn't matter the size of the wedding, right? It matters the quality of the people that are at the wedding. And with that being said, I'm out. I'm Gene, the wedding coach, helping all my engaged couples plan a fun, entertaining, most importantly, stress-free wedding. If you want more amazing content like this, I want you guys to click on the link in the profile. Make sure you follow the Wedding Workshop Podcast. And that's all I got. I'm out. Deuces.